Hi, I'm the Side Hustle King. In this video, I'm going to show you how long it takes to earn £100 with Uber on a Saturday night, starting at 9:30 p.m. I'll be doing more of these videos to show earnings on a day-by-day basis for both during the day and night. Please subscribe if you want to see more. You'll see the time is 9:30 p.m. and this is a Saturday in June 2025. This is the first time I'm going online today. There's a bit of amber and pink on the heat map. Generally, Saturday's prices are the highest day of the week. I'm going to take the luxury of allowing a few job offers to get a flavor of what the prices are like. This is a dangerous strategy. Quite often, the first job offered is the best one, so may cause me to miss out. The first job offer of the night is £18.62 for 26 minutes driving. Assuming there is no wait time at the pickup, this works out at about £43 per hour. What I don't like about this job is that the final destination is in Camberley. Camberley is in Uber's London region rather than the South Coast. When I cross the border, Uber will stop making trip offers, so there's a chance I'll have to drive back over the border with no rider doing dead mileage. The next job offer is £18.03 for 32 minutes driving time, which works out at about £34 per hour. This is a terrible job as it is going to Wokingham. Wokingham is again in Uber's London region, but is much worse than the Camberley job previously offered, as you need to drive further to get back to the South Coast region. The next job offer is for 23 minutes driving at £12.91. This works out at about £34 per hour. This job both starts and ends in the South Coast region and exceeds the £30 per hour minimum price I'm prepared to work for, so I should take the job. What is niggling me about this job is that Uber has already shown its hand that there is £43 per hour work available. So I try and hold out for a better offer. I'm surprised as I'm offered £120 for 1 hour and 42 minutes driving. The trip is going to Ashford in Kent, which is also in Uber's South Coast region. The trip works out about £70 per hour, so if I can get a job back, this will be an excellent job. If I have to drive back empty, it still works out at £35 per hour, so wouldn't be terrible. The chances of someone wanting to come back from Ashford to Aldershot are slim to none. I'm hoping someone may want to go from Ashford to Heathrow or Gatwick, though, as it would get me part way home. The riders are 4 young men who have won a football tournament in Staines and have come to a restaurant in Aldershot to celebrate. The riders are completely sober as they do not drink and are nice people to talk to for the journey. I arrive at the destination at 11:05 p.m. This is 1 hour 35 minutes after logging on. It has therefore taken me 1 hour 35 minutes to complete the £100 challenge. But I also exceeded the challenge by £20 in this time. I should maybe end the video at this point, but I'm sure you will be interested in knowing if I could work my way back to Hampshire, or would I have to drive back empty? So I decide I'll try and do some local jobs and hopefully be offered a Gatwick or Heathrow job while doing them. I've never worked in Kent before and don't know the area. This is therefore going to be more challenging than working near home. I accept a job for £11.24 for 19 minutes driving. This works out at about £35 per hour. I arrive at the location that Uber SatNav has taken me to, and it is just a country lane. So I need to find the actual location of the hotel, which adds an extra 3 minutes to the journey. Not a great start to my working in Kent. Luckily, the rider is nice and prompt. The rider says he was surprised that he could get an Uber as he cannot usually get one in Kent. He normally only uses Uber in London. The rider also said that when he booked that my car was the only car showing on the Uber app. while dropping the rider an 18-minute trip is offered, which works out at about £52 per hour. I think for June 2025 this is quite a good price for Uber. What was interesting though was no surge symbol was showing next to it. I'm now asking myself, am I really the only Uber driver in Kent? If we can get more of these prices, it may be a good evening. So I complete the trip and head off to the next job. I follow the Uber map and can see the rider's phone location. Everything looks straightforward to me. The rider has sent me a message asking me to call them. I call the rider and they say that they cannot see me. It turns out they are on a different street to where the Uber map has taken me. Google Maps now also has decided it does not want to work for me on my Android Auto. While I was trying to get Google Maps to work, I accidentally stopped the screen recorder without realizing. I was able to take a screen print of trying to book a job from Ashford to Winchester though. You'll see not a single car was on the app. I'm now thinking it is possible I'm the only Uber driver in Kent. I thought it worth just sharing what a map of Kent looks like. I wanted to compare this to the only map I've been able to find of any Uber region in the UK. The map is of Uber's London region and it looks like Dartford, Gravesham, Rochester, Medway and Chatham on the London region. The rest of Kent is in the Uber's South Coast region. At a completely different day and time, if you book an Uber from Dartford, you can see cars in Dartford crawling around like ants on a map. But then try and book an Uber in the South Coast region part of Kent, and there is not a single Uber on the map. Dartford is 24 miles closer to Winchester than Ashford, but the price Uber offer the customer is a whopping £188 more. So why are there no Ubers in Kent? The only reason I can see for this is that the nearest council with an Uber operator's license for the South Coast is Havant. Anyway, let's see what the rest of the night holds now we've established that it's likely I was the only Uber driver in Kent that night. It's nice to see Uber have recognized the collection point was a different location and have recalculated the trip value from £15.67 to £17.39. It is now 11:55 p.m. and this is the first time in 18 months of driving that I've felt stressed. I normally find Uber the most stress-free of all my side hustles. I think what is causing the stress is the previous two jobs having incorrect locations on the app, and also as the time passes, the chances of getting a trip in the right direction for me to get home at a reasonable time is getting slimmer and slimmer. I therefore decide I need to get out of Ashford and head toward Maidstone, as it is at least slightly closer to Hampshire. A trip being offered for £9.11 for 12 minutes driving is not enough to convince me to stay. I'm offered another Ashford job for £23.68 for 30 minutes driving time. Then a job in Folkestone, which would be heading even further away from home. Then a job to Canterbury, which is also in the wrong direction. Another Ashford job offer. I'm then offered a trip from Maidstone to southeast London. The price of this job is attractive, but southeast London is no closer to Hampshire than Maidstone. This would also involve leaving the Uber South Coast region, so means I would have no hope of working my way back to Hampshire. Then a job to Westgate, which is again the wrong direction. A trip offer in Canterbury. 7 minutes after completing my last job, I'm offered a Maidstone job. I would not normally risk driving 17.6 miles to a job of this value, but if I don't accept the job, I'm heading toward Maidstone empty. Also, the chances of this rider cancelling are slim. It is a residential address, so no black cabs are likely to pull up and steal the ride. Frustratingly, I've realized I have a 39-minute gap in the footage. But the rider was there and I completed the job. The screen recording was restarted when I was at my next pickup point, so I cannot show you the price offered for the job. but it was about a 10-minute drive to the pickup point and a 4-minute job. While the rider is in the car, I'm offered a job to Gillingham, which is an okay price, but again heading in the wrong direction. Another Maidstone trip offer is made, but I'm now starting to become anxious about the time I'll be getting home, so have no intention of mucking around with £6 jobs. A job from Maidstone to Rochester is offered, but again heading in the wrong direction. A job in Sittingbourne is offered, which I don't fancy. So I finish the job, and the time is 0:50. It has taken me 3 hours and 20 minutes to earn £189.95. If you add an hour to the time for me driving home empty, this works out at £43.86 per hour. While driving back, I was offered a few more jobs. I'm not going to provide commentary on why I declined each job, but I've included them in the video so you get a full picture of what working in Kent is like. This job actually nearly tempted me, but it would have just moved the problem of being an hour away from home to a different location. And from North London, I'd have to drive to Buckinghamshire, Farnborough, or Reading to be offered another job. While I have no passengers in the car, I spend a lot of time thinking. I think there really are no Uber drivers working in Kent. I think not many customers are aware that Uber even works in Kent. I think, how could I profit from this information? The way to profit from this would be working while there is a big event. Imagine the surge prices with tens of thousands of people and only a handful of Uber drivers in an area. I do a bit of research. The Kent County Show is on every July. The show is the region's showcase event for farming, agriculture, and countryside life. For 3 days a year, animals, horses, vintage vehicles, retail stands, and much more converge on the stunning surroundings of the Kent Showground for a celebration of the best in the county. The show has 70,000 visitors over 3 days. If 1% of the visitors tried booking an Uber, that would be 700 trip requests with very few drivers. I think you'd see surge prices that would excite even the most experienced of Uber drivers. There's also Canterbury Festival. The festival includes classical concerts and eclectic gigs, theatre, circus, talks, family events, and more in the heart of historic Canterbury, which is a 2-week event every October. Visitor numbers are not published for the festival, but are again thought to be in the tens of thousands. Since recording this video, it is understood the Uber have been granted an operator's license with Tunbridge Wells Council. Once Uber gets up and running in Tunbridge Wells, people will start seeing more Ubers in the area. Thanks for watching the video, and hopefully you found this video useful. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and subscribe. If you've got any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments. Thanks!